Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the latest episode of Supernatural, The Scorpion and the Frog. And I thought this episode was okay. It wasn't the worst episode I've seen of Supernatural, but it really didn't do much to advance the plot or even give us a really interesting kind of new spin on a kind of either Monster of the Week or kind of just a Story of the Week kind of episode. It had the ideas for it with the planting of the heist concept, but I believe that the heist concept would have been better utilized if it were like 2 to 3 episodes long, and possibly would have been better utilized if Jack had been involved in it, because I could have seen him being like, oh, I've seen these kind of movies, let's do this, that, and the other, and having like Sam and Dean do stuff kind of Ocean's 11 style, with like Dean trying to be kind of like the George Clooney kind of dude, and Sam being kind of like the Brad Pitt kind of dude, trying to rein him in from like the crazy stuff that he's trying to accomplish. There could have been a lot done with that premise, but nothing really comes that much out of it except some kind of key tidbits. So episode starts off, we see this lady in Cambridge, England, walking in this museum like 15 minutes before it's supposed to close. She goes into a staff area and starts rifling through the kind of the ancient manuscripts. Gets 2 pages, a security guard comes in like, you're not supposed to be in here! And a demon ejects itself from her and goes into the security guard. The woman is now passed out, and the dude just goes outside and gets in it, goes, oh, okay, I've got these. Are we going to hand these over to, how are we going to get rewarded by Asmodeus for this? And the dude just brings out an angel blade and kills the demon dude. Okay, no witnesses. And then he calls up Dean and says, I've got something that could interest you. We then switch over to the Sam and Dean, talking about how they don't really have any leads on Jack. Get the phone call, like, we're not interested in what you're selling. And he makes allusions to that he's a demon and all that. And they're like, oh, okay. And he mentions the Nephilim kind of problem and just tells them to meet him at a diner. So we go off. They're kind of arguing about, like, this is not going to go our way. This never really goes our way. But Sam's like, we don't have any leads at the moment. Let's check this out and see what's going on. We go in. We see the dude, introduces himself, tells them to call him Bart. He's got pie for Dean, which, granted, would usually warm Dean up to someone, but of course Dean isn't being that friendly with anybody, demon wise at least, because he's like, after Crowley, no more demons, because Crowley was kind of like that asshole friend. They'd always kind of do something to kind of fuck with you, but usually they would come through in some kind of circumstances to help you out. So Dean's just like, screw the demons. Screw it. I'm not getting in that anymore. So they're talking. He introduces himself as the Crossroads Demon once Crowley bumped himself up to King of Hell. Says he has found a tracking spell for Nephilim. Hands him half of the spell. Says, you'll get the other half if you do this favor for me. Think about it. So he goes off. Sam's looking at it. Dean gets into the pie. So they go off. They look into what's going on with the spell. And here's some interesting stuff that they get into. He's like, it checks out. It's ancient Canaanite, dates back to King Solomon. It was commissioned by him to keep tabs on the Queen of Sheba, and according to lore, she was half angel. So I kind of like that tidbit put in there, being like, you know, Jack isn't a complete anomaly. He's just one of the first Nephilim born from an archangel. There have been other Nephilim throughout the world, even though they have reality altering and are pretty super powerful. So, that was really cool how they inserted that. Hey, here's this thing. Here's somebody who would want to keep tabs on someone because they had a girlfriend who was a Nephilim. And I love how Dean got into it. And he's, okay, so King Solomon commissioned this so he could stalk his girlfriend? Okay, that's kind of weird. So, now that they know that it's pretty much legit, they go, so we gotta go on with this, gotta do something, because Sam's like, we don't have any other leads. We have to do this to try and further our cause of finding Jack. So we get into it. They meet Bart at this place. We meet Smash and Grab. Smash is the safecracker. Grab is the demon who can deal with supernatural security. We get into our target of Luther Shrike, a hoarder of supernatural objects. So they're pretty much all right, why do you need us? We need the blood of a man who's been to hell and back. All right, take it and give us a spell and we'll go. He goes, well, we need you to be there. It's got to be fresh. All right, let me talk about this with my brother. They go. Dean goes that this is usually how we're usually screwed over. And Sam's like, not if we screw him over first. And he didn't miss a beat. It was just that natural to be we need to screw them first. We just need to figure out how to do it. It's good that they're thinking and learning about these situations. So, Dean's proposing, like, what do we do with this? So Sam goes, well, we go through with this, we get what he needs to, get the spell, and then kill him. And Dean goes, okay, that'll work for me. So they go off, they start off what's going on with well, before we get into that, we switch over to the Demon and Shrike talking. Asmodeus is like, he's not your enemy. But Luther's like, you want me to be used as bait to catch Bart. And the demon goes, well, just give us a call if they show up. No problem. But of course, Shrike doesn't like this. He has trapped the demon in a devil's trap and exercises him, saying, tell your boss that I don't take orders, I give them. Now, they lay some interesting groundwork for Shrike, but they never really delve that much deeper into it. Because Asmodeus is a prince of hell and knows who Shrike is and is important enough in the game to send an emissary to talk to him. But nothing's really done from there. So we get into the heist. Sam pretty much goes in to distract Shrike, offering to sell the demon killing blade, while Dean and Smash summon the demon Grab, because of course the whole place is warded, so they need to get him in somehow. He kind of bonds with Smash. He gives him this energy drink that hasn't been around for a while. And he's like, oh, okay. Grab then initiates a spell for Dean's blood to lead them to the vault. They go off, get down in there. Grab's like, this was my part of the deal. I'm done for now. And he just kind of like sits outside. They go down. Dean gets freaked out by the door. He is really afraid of like spiders and stuff. He goes, alright, I'm putting it. Does his, oh, that's not that bad. Ah, grabs him! And then it just does this little pinprick of blood, opens the door, and we see the room inside. While this is going on, Shrike is not convinced by Sam and starts trying to pretty much kill him, thinking he's a demon, but Sam is able to get into a better position, tries to stab him, succeeds, but we find out that he can't be killed while he's on his farm, and he kind of knocks out Sam. So we're like, oh god, Shrike's on the board, we gotta figure out what's going on. So while they're trying to deal with what's going on in the room, Grab goes, hey, what's going on down there? Everything okay? And alright, nobody's gonna answer, fine. And then Shrike comes up and kills him. While this is going on, Smash tries to go into the room where the safe is at, but it's all kind of like a checkerboarded keyboard kind of tile floor, and she steps on one and the dart almost kills her, but Dean's able to pull her back. While they're kind of talking about what's going on with that, that's of course when Shrike kind of gets down. Let me see here. So that of course freaks out Smash. She goes and kind of like beats the crap out of Shrike a little bit and kind of runs off because she's terrified of what's going on. And Dean just goes, where's my brother? Well, he's alive the last time I checked. Oh, alright, just give us what's in the safe. We can all go home and watch Game of Thrones. He's like, I'm more of a book guy. Alright, well, you brought a knife to a gunfight, so he starts shooting at him. It's not phasing him whatsoever. Sam pops up and goes, Dean, he's immortal. So Dean just punches him and he goes down like nothing. Dean's, well, it's good that he had a glass jaw then. So while this is going on, we find that Smash has gotten to the gate. Bart's there saying, oh, Alice, what's going on? Everything went sideways. Everybody's pretty much dead. Just let me do another job. And Bart goes, well, we're not up to really renegotiating your deal now, are we? So, of course, she goes back. We see Sam and Dean are trying to figure out how to get into the safe. And they're kind of like waffling back and forth, and they decide to... It was really too simple, actually. They just tied Shrike to a chair and pushed him and had him activate everything and have him shot full of darts. I mean, it was funny, but I kind of like when puzzles are introduced, and I am really intrigued to see how the characters try and get their way through it. This just felt too simple of an explanation and of a solution for this to be going on. Now, granted, since it was kind of a simplified heist, I understand why they went this route. I just kind of wanted a little bit more. So, of course, they put Shrike back outside. Alice shows back up. She's able to get into the safe pretty quickly. They get the trunk. Shrike's gone. So they get into the car. They're driving. Shrike does this little kind of vehicle thing with his truck and all that. And they shoot out one of the tires, and we get a little bit more backstory on Shrike. He's going, oh, does it feel good whoring yourself out to evil and all that? And they go, what are you talking about? Bart, I made a deal with him to save my boy's life because he was sick. And a few years later, he died and drowned. And Bart's like, well, accidents happen. So when Bart came to collect, he had leverage. And we find out that those are Bart's bones in the trunk. I kind of called that when it was going through, since it was something important to him that they wanted to go take from Shrike's farm. So it really wasn't that surprising to them. Oh, okay, so either they're going to use this as leverage over him, or they're going to kill him with it. So this, of course, is the point where Bart comes up, chops off Shrike's head, and I'm like, they could have used that character for other things. He was interesting and intriguing, and I kind of wanted more to be done with him, but I guess it was just a kind of cameo appearance of a character to just then be taken out. So Bart's like, good job. Alright, give me my bones. Give me the spell. Giving cash to Alice for a job well done. 17 goes, nah, we're not going to do it. So he's like, alright, I'll renegotiate the deal. Give it to me, or I kill her. And you could burn me, but I could probably snap her neck before I die. So 17 just go, alright, there you go. He tries to get Alice to use the bones, but 17 left the lighter in there. So she burns the bones. This kills Bart, who I thought they were going to try to introduce as a new kind of Crowley. Now, granted, we don't need another Crowley, but a new kind of demon. A balancing out that is kind of needed on Supernatural, because I liked how they did. Sam and Dean is the humans, Cass is the angel, and Crowley is the demon of showing all the disparate kind of people working together for a common kind of good goal. But that wasn't the case for Bart, as they toasted him, and he's holding the paper, and of course it gets burned to pretty much nothing, and they're back to square one. They say goodbye to Alice, pretty much putting her on a bus, and Dean's like, well, stay weird and all that, and they kind of go their way. They kind of lament the fact that they're back to square one, but they go, well, it wasn't a good day, it wasn't a bad day, we saved someone, so we're good. We'll just keep on keeping on. And sounds like, it's good to hear you sound like that. Again, Dean. And they go, well, we'll drink to that. And that's where it ends. So, nothing really happened except some kind of cool little more tidbits. A kind of different kind of scenario that tried to be funny, kind of was, but there's been other episodes that I believe hit more on the comedy a little bit better. And, this really felt like a filler episode. And I haven't felt that in one of the episodes in like the previous season or in this season so far, but it happens. This show's been on for 13 seasons. It's found there are filler episodes. It's just this one really showed. So I kind of wish that more had been done with it, but it wasn't the worst. It's enjoyable to see Sam and Dean just get through a weird kind of wacky scenario and get out the other side. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.